Aaron, great to talk to you again. Masterchef Junior, it's back.
Yes.
What has it been like to be a part of the series and it's such a great series. It's been on for so long, especially with the kids. What has it been like to be working with these kids?
First of all, it's inspirational. I think our youth is our most valuable commodity, and the idea of being able to get them away from, like the video games, some of the distractions, and focus on food, and showing them the value of taking care of others and making them happy. There's something that you work with your hands, I think is always a beautiful thing. And in this particular season, I think we've done such a great job of casting. I think we have such a diversity of kids from all over the country, and they're adding so much literal flavor to the mix. So that's what I hope people really kind of gravitate towards, because you're going to see that.
And I think your show has really changed a generation of kids who are now trying and being a part, not only just watching their parents cook, but are being a part of it and cooking for their parents now. What has it been like to change that scenario where you're giving this inspiration to kids to take those chances, see where it goes?
Yeah, I'm a parent of a 12-year-old, and my son doesn't show interest in food, which is pretty awesome. I just told him, I said, I want you to be a chef. I want you to go to college. Those are my only two asks. But when we have 8 to 12-year-old kids on the roster, and to see like a 10-year-old, they've already cooked for 5 years. You know what I'm saying? They've been 5 years old and making cupcakes and making eggs and breakfast and pancakes with their families. So they come in with like kind of a surprising amount of knowledge, and their vocabulary. So it's very astute and very sort of, so it's very interesting. And, I was so surprised with the quality, and they're very careful. The adults always cut themselves and burn themselves, and children are like, no, that's hot. I'm not touching that. Oh, that's sharp. I'm not touching that. You know what I mean? Like, they you know what I mean? No son pendejos. You know what I mean? They know what's up. You know what I mean? So,
exactly. And that's the cool thing about it. It's like, trust me, there's a couple times where I was just like, oh shoot. But
their vocabulary is so interesting. They'll be saying like, oh well, I wanted to create some umami. I'm like, whoa. I'm like, and then we're gonna have a little reduction here, so I want to concentrate the flavors. I'm like, what? You're like 9, bro. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. So have you taken anything from what you've seen and say, hey, I'm going to implement that in one of my restaurants or my latest cookbook, because it's something you never thought about that just showed up.
Well, they say that sort of like ignorance is bliss, right? So like, the kids have no filter, so they'll just come up with combinations that don't really kind of make sense. And 90% of the time it doesn't, but like that 10% when it does create magic on the plate and the flavors come together, you're like, wow, man, I never thought about that. So yeah, there's a lot of moments of like, really like, something that is so out of the box, and I think that's what's cute. That's what's beautiful about the youth,
Oh, exactly, and I think it's like painting.
Yeah, exactly.
Cooking is like painting.
Exactly.
And we're seeing these kids like design new things and painting a new texture, new matte, especially with Latino cuisine and other cuisines around the world. We're seeing it change. Before I let you go, I really have to ask, what has it been like? What's been the dynamic this year with the cast? I mean, it's been, you always had great banter with everybody from Gordon Ramsay and everybody. So what has it been like to be
It's
working
been
with
great. I mean, first of all, I think the fact that Tilly Ramsey came on board and having her personality and her youthful sort of perspective on food, and, she's very graceful and just elegant the way that she speaks about, food, and then having her dad next to her and not being intimidated by it, and cameras everywhere. I just think that shows so much, maturity, and so she's very special. So she adds a new flavor definitely to the mix. And then of course you have Daphne Oz, who's like super mom, and and she comes in there like with such an old, like a mom's perspective, which really helps us. And just singing Daphne's praises, she went to like the Cordon Bleu in Paris. Like she said, I'm not going to speak about food and critique food unless I have the chops. And that just shows you her character,
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like doing the time, you know what I mean? So it's just really special. We get on really well, and Gordon's like, I have the best job ever, man. I get to work with somebody that I admire and I look up to. He mentors me on the low. I don't tell him that, but you know what I mean? Like I pattern myself about like what he does, because he's a chef first and then he's a TV person second.
Yeah.
You know, he's maintained, 3 Michelin stars for over 20 years at his namesake restaurant. Those are not easy feats to accomplish.
Yeah.
So, the fact that he's, so dedicated to the craft means a lot. You know what I mean? So I keep that in mind.
Exactly. Well, Aaron, thank you so much for stopping
No,
with us
man.
again. This
I
is like, how
appreciate
many
you.
years have we done this now?
I know, man. God.
And hopefully we could have you on our new food show, Crave.
Of course, have me on anytime you want.
We'd love to bring you down to East LA, stop at the taco shops, and show you
Orale.
some new places that we found. So look forward to talking with you soon.
Yeah, man, I love like the Mercado down there. My boy has a restaurant called Gloria's in Huntington Park, and so yeah, I'm sure I can show you a couple spots too.
Definitely. Let's do it.